Right, back in the field, a couple more battery packs. Cleaned the screen on the tablet, and we'll have another quick fly. Wind is still about the same, so connect the battery. A little bit of a gap there, but if you just slide it in, do it with the Velcro. You think that to come up, I mean with the battery charge, you sort of lock that battery in place with the tabs. I think they'd come up with the same idea for this, so it just sort of slots in and locks in position. But anyway, right, so I'll turn the Bebop on first. Turn the Skycontroller on. Turn the tablet on. You just heard the Bebop say it was awake. Whether that's any better or not. Right. Open freeze flight. Connect to Skycontroller. This all takes a while just to establish connections. If you're flying with a Tyrannus or something like that, you'd be up in the air and flying by now, but I guess you want to make sure you've got it's not too all connected. Don't know whether that screen is much better really. Don't think I'm going to be able to fly through it. I might try it with my phone and see if that's any brighter. Now what colour is that GPS? I think it's green. It's there at the bottom of the GPS signal. Like I say, I'm colourblind, so I can't tell red from green. I think that's probably green. It'd be better if it was yellow and blue or something like that, then you could see it. Given that quite a lot of people that buy this are more than likely male, and quite a few males are colourblind like myself. We'll verify GPS. That's our home position there. That's a preloaded map showing the houses in the field. It's actually showing the Parrot to be slightly to my left. Me to be down there, which I'm not, so that's perhaps why it was heading off in that direction before. So maybe it's the Skycontroller that's not got a proper GPS fix. And that's why it took off over there before. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn the Skycontroller off. And turn it back on again and see if it comes back a bit more accurately. I don't want to press return to home and it shoot off into one of the houses down there. Oh, we'll wait for it to connect again. Might take a little while. Only a small field this at the back of the house. I don't really like using it if the neighbours are out and about, but it's a Midsummer's Day on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday I think, Saturday. And it's like the middle of, well it's quite warm, but it's not the weather we should be having this time of year. Oh, just a little bong, so I think we're just about connected. Yeah, it's still showing the Skycontroller as somewhere that I'm not. We should be more or less on top of each other. I'll just walk to it. This should be near enough on top of each other, so I'm not going to use the GPS return to home unless it's a real emergency and it's flying away miles away. Or I might just try it and just get it so it's heading roughly back towards me and then take over manually. Right, so take off. Just this button here. That should put it up into a hover. She goes. Right. Straight back down again as though there's not much battery, so I'm going to manually take it up a bit higher. Needs to get to about that height really. Maybe it's because it's set for indoors, I don't know. Let me land it again and we'll go into the settings. It's making a funny blipping noise now. I'm going to go into settings. Turn up the inclination a bit more on there. Right limits, I don't want that. Hull is off. Settings. Motor 3 error. That might be because it just caught on the grass there, so I might have to turn it off and turn it back on again. Trying to turn it off. That's off. We'll turn it back on and see if it resets. It got caught on some grass then, so that's probably why it's coming up with a motor error. Someone else landing it. It went round all the 4 motors and I presume it just checked that they're in a good state. You'll notice by the way that that prop and that prop, you've got a hole in the middle and you can see the top of the shaft protruding. I think that's how you know which rotates. That's clockwise, that's clockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise. Right. See what it comes up in now. Okay. What was I doing before that? I thought I saw an option for selecting indoor or outdoor. Outdoor we're on, yeah, so that's okay. And press OK. I don't know whether you can alter that takeoff height or not. Battery 94%, Skycontroller 65. I think that is green. Just check. Yeah, that's slightly off for the Skycontroller. Maybe this needs to be left outside a little bit longer, I don't know. Right, we're going to have a little fly. Take off. It only goes to about 3.5 feet there. I have to get up a bit higher. It's just suddenly picked up. See how much the wind's blowing, and it's holding, it's wobbling around quite a lot, but it's doing its stuff trying to maintain its position. If I get it a bit higher, it can hold itself a bit steadier. It's not rocking around quite as much now because it's higher up and the wind is more constant up there. See, it's leaning to the right to counteract the wind. Battery's 72%. It's gone down quite fast, that battery. Maybe it's not fully charged, I don't know. It's drifting off now to the right, which is fair enough in this wind, so we'll bring it back and have a little fly around. Get it up and then see what sort of images we can. Should get it up a bit higher, make sure the sky controller's pointing at it. Just holding there. I'm just going to pan it slowly round. That'll give me an idea how good that optical stabilisation is in this wind. Pan slowly round, completes the 360 about there. Take it a little bit further away, a little bit higher, to the right a bit. Now I'm going to pan it round slowly. That's just panning round, holding its position reasonably well. We'll see after what sort of a job the camera did on stabilising that in pretty tough conditions, really. So I'll just try and take a photograph. You probably didn't hear that, but you just heard the camera shutter on the tablet. Just to signify that it's taking a photograph. And then I can pan down, panning up, panning down, panning up. I can't really see on the tablet, too washed out. Just about see the houses over the road because they're all white. Well, that's the first time I've flown anything with GPS and it's okay. I guess that's what this is all about. Photography. I can stop and look the other way, scratch and bring it down. Yeah, not pitch forward enough for my liking, or roll enough. It's not manual control, but it's trying to override the self-level. Got to a reasonable sort of speed. Not going to win any races with it. I don't think you could be racing with something like this, really. Although I've seen guys racing. The guy I think is in Germany, and I think got a silver or bronze medal, but he hacked it so it'd run off a normal Taranis radio. I presume he was still using the original flight controller, I don't know. High and get it to over there. The sky controller itself is big and bulky. You've got to have a neck strap on it. You couldn't really hold this and I'd be scared of dropping it. But the gimbals on it are quite nice. Similar to what you get on a Spectrum DX6, something like that. Just check the battery's 14%. We'll leave it there and it should give us a warning when the battery's getting to, I don't know, probably 10 or 12. I don't know if it'll try and auto land there, but given that the GPS is a bit off, we'll try it. We'll try return to home. Return to home activated. Going over there, so I'm going to bring it back. Try it again. It's return to home activated. Hold in position. It's heading over there. Right, that was the low battery warning coming on, so I'm going to bring it in and we'll bring it in manually. Back it in. Once it's over the paddle, land it on my phone. Right. Alright. You can see the low battery alert on the tablet probably. You can hear it beeping away and the battery says 8%. I don't know what sort of actual levels it's got. It says 8%, whether that's 11 volts, 10.6, I have no idea. It don't tell you that. So we're just going to have a little manual fly around, I think. There's a frog down there. Hello, frog. So we're just going to fly it manually now. No tablet, no phone. So you just press this button there, it goes into hover. It drops down quite a bit. Maybe that's because of the wind, I don't know. It should be. It's wanting to hover a bit less than that. I've had to get it up to that altitude. So let's just sling it around the field a bit. Well, don't think I'll be doing any FPV racing with this, but it's fairly agile. I'll turn the yaw rate up. I need to turn the roll and pitch rates up. To the top speed, I'm sure. Quiet enough. Only one or two neighbours batting around. I don't think it'll be disturbing them, especially in this wind. So yeah, you can just leave it there, and it's coming back down to that sort of height. It's stabilised now. The wind isn't out, and it's still the same as before, really. Got 3 lights on there for tell me what the battery's doing. I'll get a selfie. Yeah, you get a sound on the Skycontroller telling you just taking a photo. There again. I don't know if you can hear that. Just like a flying stabilised lens, really. So the light conditions aren't very good today. Did a bit of video video earlier on in the garden, and it was a little bit dull and grainy. Might be better now we're out here in the open field. But I think given a bright sunny day, the quality of the video and the still should be considerably improved. Yeah. Only if it was FPV and I'd be diving in and out these bushes and hitting a few gaps, but I'm just flying line of sight. Just trying to keep it out of trouble basically. I've got the tablet on now, so I don't know how long it's been flying, probably maybe about 3 or 4 minutes. So it's got a flight time of about 10 or 11. But it's having to work quite hard in this wind just to keep itself stable. So that might be cutting flight times down. Get it up a bit higher. Well, I'll tell you what I would like to see on it. Just some LEDs, just a LED in each corner, just to help with visualization, make it look nice, especially flying at you know, low light situations. Reasonable height now. It's really windy up there. I'm just going to slowly pan around, see what sort of view I can get of the neighbourhood. We'll see how that looks on the computer later. Get up a little bit higher. Battery must be getting low now, so I don't want to get too high. I guess it'll give you some sort of warning. Yeah, it's down to 1 white light on the Skycontroller. I'm just going to do one more pan around, and I'm going to get it down a bit lower just in case it decides to. So just panning around, maintaining altitude. It's really rocking around up there, so I'm hoping that the stabilisation is doing its thing and getting a reasonable shot. Pan it around a little bit slower, that's more like it. Up and down a bit with the altitude, only a few meters or so. Right. Put it that way, and I can just return to home and see where it goes. If it starts heading off the wrong direction, I'm going to have to take over. Just turning around and pointing back at me. Is it going to drop? No. I ain't got enough room. I don't just return to home at the moment. I get a bit lower. Check it over there. Now we'll try it again. Just climbing up, climbs up to about 10 meters. So it sort of came back to me then. Tell you what, push it a bit, I'll go further back. Now see where it ends up. Sort of over the spot, it's descending by itself. Going to end up in the long grass. It's trying to get over the landing spot. It's getting itself over the landing spot. Is it going to land where it took off from? Right there. It's not getting any input from me. I think it's just trying to get over the spot before it descends. Well, we're going to press return to home again. Climbing up. That's the low battery alarm. Walk back a bit. That's descending. Do I have to press that to land it? Yeah. In the bushes. Oh, see, that motor's bleeping now. Because it landed in the grass and it felt a bit of resistance. So I guess it would need resetting before you took off again. Don't think it'll take off while it's in that state. Try it. Alright. Right, okay. Wasn't too bad. Maybe I just wasn't giving it enough room to do a return to home. It seemed to bring it back reasonably well. Perhaps it doesn't auto land, maybe you have to press the land button once it's hovering over its home position. I thought it landed itself. Let's have a look at that. I should really turn it off here first, I guess, before I disconnect the battery. That's it, that's off. Battery disconnected. Skycontroller off. Job done. Thanks for watching.